I have with me talented DJ and senior footwear developer Burkley Hoang. He's been in the industry since 2008. You started at DC Shoes?
I started at DC Shoes as an entry-level developer. I stayed there for, I'd say, almost 4 years and learned a lot from merchandisers, from my directors, not only and marketing people and sales reps. I left DC to go to Gourmet, and going to Gourmet, it was kind of more seamless because I already knew what I needed to do because I was going in there being one of the few only developers there. As in, with a big company like DC, you're working with like 6-7 different developers for different categories. When I left and went to Gourmet, I just took over the whole line and helped streamline their process from proto sample to 3D sample to all the way to sales samples, to where the product would go into sales team's hand and be what the designer wanted it to be.
That's a lot of responsibility there.
I would say we're the unsung heroes of the footwear industry because when shoes come out, if it's a hit, the designer gets all the props. But it's the developer that helps the designer and make it into a 3D form, helping them build the shoe from inside out, everything from materials, revise it to what their vision is, but also keeping them within the realm of, you could say, a price point.
Now, I want to say, because most of the people watching my YouTube channel are new startup brands that want to do clothing, but the parallels between production and product with footwear are very similar. But that's interesting because you guys probably know just as much more maybe than some of the designers that design the footwear.
Yeah, because most of the time designers are in their own world. A lot of designers out there, that they love to step out of the box.
We were talking earlier and you're talking about keeping it concealed in a correct price category.
That's what a developer does also, is basically keeps that concept of what the designer or the merchandiser has into a certain price point that's good for that brand, and how to keep it in the market and still not price it out of the market.
A lot of times in meetings so for me on like the clothing side of it, there's going to be me, sales managers, kind of marketing people, but production usually works with me on the clothing side. But when you guys are analyzing product and what you guys might have for a new offering, I mean, that's a big part of your meeting because you know everything that's going into making that actual piece, that actual shoe.
Yeah. So basically in a meeting, you'd have the designer, you'd have the merchandiser. In our case, in our company, our designer is our merchandiser, so it's in one. And also our brand manager, basically trying to streamline the line for that season to where how can we compete in the market and not price ourselves out of the market, but still keep the same DNA heritage of that brand.